And for some reason the camera, Streamlabs wouldn't see the camera, so I had to turn it off and turn it back on again. Ow, 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 ow. Orange Man bad. Let's see. Play this guitar. This is one of my favorite sweaters. In fact, it is my only sweater. But I do quite like it. Yeah, need the orange 565 to match everything. Well, if you would like to donate one to your favorite neighborhood streamer, yeah, actually, I've got the elbow patches here. Sweater Jam 21. What's up, Smurfco? Risque Hero, what's up? How are you? All right, let's unmute our amp. We're in the crunch channel. Switch over to cleans for the moment. Yep, the last wee Wednesday of the year. One of our original OG stream themes. Nope. Nope, just gonna go on requests. There's that ground noise again though. We're getting the ground hum from somewhere. I wonder if it's coming from the power supply for the reverb pedal. It's not exactly a ground. Yeah, I'll check it out. You know, I'll do pretty much anything if I think it's doable in a reasonable amount of time. Post a link to it if you've got like a YouTube link or something. Dude, Grim. What is up, Grim? Thank you so much for that resub, dude. That is amazing. Let's get warmed up for a minute. Figure out where is that ring coming from? Now we lose it when we go. If we go into out of phase, it cancels. So it must be something getting picked up by the pickup somewhere. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. This. Beep. It's like a 120 or something. It's really high. That's new though. I didn't notice that at all till like yesterday. But it seems like we're getting it In the hum canceling positions, it kills it. I'll have to track it down a little bit. I don't think it's loud enough to be a major problem though, so 2020 is a good year for animes. I haven't watched much of anything new in a while. Let's roll these sleeve cuffs up. Only one you watched this year was Railgun. Yeah, I'm not even familiar with that one. I am out of the loop for new stuff or newer stuff. Alright, so let's check out this YouTube link here. Oh, wait, let's turn our volume down in case it's crazy loud. Your guitar level looks okay. Holy moly, Firefox is slow. I got no idea, Grim. No idea. Why am I logged out of YouTube too? YouTube's been doing this to me a lot lately. It's just completely logging me out. So we're an F sharp minor. Where'd my pick go? Let's change to something though. Actually, let's change to a guitar with a humbucker. I think that'll be a better fit. What should we change to? 760? For real, where'd that pick go though? No? Yeah, let's change to the 760. I think that color stands out really well. You have delay. Does anybody else have a problem with a voice delay? Damn you butterfly latches. There we go. It's in the front row at Anna. Oh. Tasteful. Oh, open another window. Dude. I don't think did you donated $10? Did a thing pop up? Did I completely miss this donation somehow? Cuz I didn't hear the alert go off. But dude, Ofasad, that is amazing, dude. Thank you so much for that. Because I see it now. I've got like the in my feed here in Streamlabs. I've got the thing, but I haven't seen the I haven't seen or heard the alert go off. Huh. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Let me try repeating the alert. There it goes. I didn't see the gift go off, but I might have been over there getting a guitar at the moment. I absolutely disregard your messages. What does that mean? I've got no idea what's going on. Things are happening. I'm apparently somewhere else. Alright, so let's see. Yeah. No, sounds like it feels like we might need a little truss rod adjustment. Getting a little bit of buzz. Stallion. Ah, man. Well, I mean, like, we can't do pedal nights, though. We can't run all our delicious, fun noisemakers without the power supply. Alright, so let's jump back to the beginning here. Sounds like it's probably played a little higher. Need a little bit of delay. Slide up into it. Do 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 do. Right. So using the A major scale / F sharp minor scale. Do. Do do do. Yeah, I've been trying to keep the like anything we listen to, trying to keep the volume on the low side to hopefully not trigger any copyright bots or anything, or get any DCMAs or DCMAs. Sorry. Or DMCAs. Wait, I've lost it now. Do 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 dum. Icy Phoenix, how are you? Doesn't care about background musics or BGMs or anything? Yep, Wee Wednesday. Haven't done one in a few weeks actually, and I guess since it's one of our OG themes or stream themes, I thought we should do one last one. Also, should we do a New Year's Eve stream tomorrow night? I don't normally do Thursdays, but it seems like a thing to do. All right, let's update our title real quick. Learning Fire Force Season 2 opening theme. Maybe. This is as useful as the stream as the stream suggestion section of Discord. Yeah, I don't think we've had any VODs on Twitch muted, but we have had VODs on YouTube that have gotten copyright claims. No strikes or anything. Yeah, I don't hate all of your suggestions that are like totally serious suggestions. Totally serious. Not quite. Oh, so it just goes up a whole step. Okay. There we go. All right, so. Ba-da-da. Then it sounds like it gets a little bit busier. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, we'll do, basically if you drop a request in the Discord, then pretty much do them either in order or alternating, depending on who's got what. So we'll do in this one, and then we'll do, looks like you're next. And then Ophisad's got one after that. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. But we just got started with this one. No, people with royalty-free music, they have issues as well. Yeah, I know. We haven't had any issues yet on Twitch. I'm trying to sort of minimize that, like I said, by sort of keeping the levels down somewhat compared to earlier on when I'd pretty much just play the song in the background. Da, da, da. So that one's actually timed a little bit differently. So. Da 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 da. Almost, not quite, not quite. Nope, skipping. It's not skipping like that. Almost. There we go. Let's get a little more saturation. Maybe not quite that much. All right, let's see what we got next. F sharp minor. D, A. Sounds like a B minor. And then C sharp minor, D, E. So. Boom. version of the A. Let's turn the reverb down a little bit for this part. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Tweak our tone a little. Da-dum. Alright, so you have a little walk up. Like a D major 7. Down to an F sharp minor. Hey Rusty, how are you? Grape texting? Right off the bat. Da 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 da. So we're coming out of sounds like that's going to get us into the chorus. So B minor, D, then a C sharp. D major 7, F sharp minor. Then up to a C sharp minor. I think we need to scoop our mids a little bit more. To kind of tighten up our tone a little bit here. F sharp, C sharp minor. Then that's our same sort of leading into the chorus, B minor, C sharp, D, da, da, da. So it's actually probably still a little bit too much gain for this kind of rhythm sound too. So then we're just repeating that again. Alright, so our whole little chorus section here, coming out of a D major 7, or I'm playing in this case a D major 9, down to an F sharp minor 7, C minor 7, then B minor 7, C sharp minor 7, D major 7, C sharp, then we do that again. Alright, then we get something a little bit different here, it sounds like, for the outro. Alright, then we hit our outro lick again. We go into sort of our D again. Ba, da, da. No, what was that like? You watched around 1,000 animes. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap. That's a lot of anime. That's some dedication there. Alright, so let's see. See if I can remember that. Get that intro right. Right, and so then we're down into. Huzzah! Oh man, played Dark. Of course, I've played Dark Souls, dude. The original Dark Souls. Holy moly! I probably have 1,000 hours in that. Dark Souls 2, not as many. Dark Souls 3, not as many. I just didn't enjoy them as much. Played a lot of Demon Souls before Dark Souls, in fact, too. I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting my hands on the remaster and checking that out. Apparently, they've added some stuff to it, too, so I don't know how I feel about that. But if they make it more playable, because Demon Souls definitely had some issues in certain places. Um, but yeah, the original Dark Souls I probably put the most in. Dark Souls 2 just didn't feel like the same kind of game at all. And then Dark Souls 3 was too Bloodborne-y for me. Like it went from being more almost about puzzle solving and about being methodical to being a lot faster and a lot twitchier. And I just don't enjoy that as much. Oh, you actually have the remaster? I got the remaster too, but I haven't played it a whole lot yet. What console or what system are you playing it on? Yeah, Risiki Hero, thanks, dude. Thanks for following, and thank you for your request too. All right, let's see. Ah, Xbox too, man. That's too bad. I got it on PS4, but I've barely played. I think what happened when I first got the remaster is I got super pumped and went and made a whole bunch of meme builds, trying to recreate goofy builds that I made in the original one, and then my PlayStation Plus expired, and so I couldn't invade people with my dumb builds anymore, and I just kind of like put it down. And I haven't bought a new PlayStation Plus subscription yet. But it's a lot of fun, especially if you've never played it before. Try to go into it as blindly as you can, and just sort of figure it out. Because there's nothing quite like it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's ripped it off since, but still nothing quite like it. I watched the Dragon Dogma anime. I actually really enjoyed the Dragon's Dogma the game too, back on PlayStation 3. It was full of lots of really useful facts, like wolves hunt in packs, or it hates fire. Just beat the Capra Demon. Oh man. Oh man. You're in for it. Been stuck for 2 hours trying to get to a bonfire. If you've just beaten the Capra Demon, you are super, super close to a bonfire, unless you've gone somewhere ridiculous. Unless you've, like, wandered off somewhere screwy. You have basically, like, one tough area, one toughish area to get through. If you're kind of going, in the way it sort of naturally leads you. Yeah, so there's a shortcut that opens up. Or that you can open when you leave the Capra Demon. You go down. There are a couple thieves that try to jump you, and then there's the archer in the little tower. There's a shortcut that takes you to the old lady who sells you moss and stuff, and that'll take you back to the starting area. Yeah, the depths is where basically you should be going if you're going kind of in order as intended. You're not sequence breaking or anything. That first area in the depths with all the hollows and the butcher can be a little bit rough, but you're not far from a bonfire. You just gotta be really patient. Use all the stuff. Use all the stuff you've got. All the clutter in the area to kind of help kite the enemies. When he puts on violin, we can probably play it on guitar. Probably. Usually, if it's played on violin, it can be played on guitar. All right, so let's see. Yes, I'm sure I want to go there. Yeah, at the time that it came out, the time when like Demon Souls was a PlayStation exclusive, so not that many people played it. And I kind of got Demon Souls sort of at the end, I guess, the end of its lifespan, like shortly before Dark Souls came out. And so I'd been kind of immersing myself in that little world, and then Dark Souls came out and kind of took most of the stuff that Demon Souls did really well and really elevated it. But yeah, not much else like that, or not really anything specifically like that at that time. Like the whole invasion system and the losing your stuff. Those are all things that really hadn't been seen in any kind of like mainstream and especially console game in forever. But the really unique feeling combat too was different. Hey Rexify, how are you? Hey Kaz, dude, everybody's showing up. What's up, guys? People whispering, there were kind of whispers in every little group that played games and stuff, like, oh man, have you tried this? It's like, it's so hard, it's so unfair, all the enemies respawn, if you die you lose your stuff, people can force their way into your game and kill you. That was like incomprehensible at the time, like absolutely incomprehensible, that suddenly like multiplayer was somebody else showing up in your game and killing you. You don't feel so good? What's wrong, Smurfco? Did you eat another McRib? Well, so after a while, you sort of learn the pathing. You learn the best way to get back to a boss and the best way to, aggro, not aggro, or ignore specific enemies and stuff. You get to where you can get back pretty quickly for the most part. There are only a few that really suck. A couple areas that have terrible, terrible boss runs. The Parker giveaway. Yeah, just keep trying. You haven't been invaded at all yet by the depths? What soul level are you? Man, yeah, I don't know about the Xbox community, but there's usually somebody twinking, trying to meme on the noobs. It's your total level. So every time you invest in a stat point, your level goes up, right? So on your stat screen, you'll see, like, right above all your stats, your head hurts and you feel bad anxiety. That's not good. Skyrim on Legend. I couldn't really get into Skyrim. I have a hard time with the way the combat feels in those games. Same with, like, Oblivion and everything like that. Just the kind of hacky combat. And I tend to not be a big into using magic in most of those games as well, so it tends to make it worse. Don't understand humanity either. So humanity is essentially like, if you use a humanity, then you are in human form. You're essentially like alive as opposed to undead, in undead form. You also get the same effect when you beat a boss. It restores your humanity. You get more resistance to certain types of damage. You get more generally like wait, does that one have your health bar? No, that's Demon Souls that has your health bar. But it gives you certain types of perks and bonuses and stuff like that if you use a humanity. It has other uses later on too, you'll find out. But up to 10 humanity, it will buff your resistances to stuff. There are some other kind of more clandestine uses for it. You addressed getting good yet? Level 25. Yeah, level 25, that's probably about right for where you're at that might be a little bit low. I imagine as you get into higher levels, you'll start getting invaded more because most of the hardcore PvPers tend to operate at higher levels. You know, like 85, 85-ish, 100. 120 used to be kind of the standard, but I think in the remaster it's lower. Talking about it again. Yeah, Ride said he's playing Dark Souls for the first time. They're very static. Yeah, so if you die, if you use a humanity and you die, then you essentially lose that humanity. And you lose its buffs and bonuses. Oh yeah, the 8 million Skyrim mods of dubious legality. All right, hold on. Let's listen to this song. Let's listen to this song. Also, let's update our title. Oh Lord. Oh yeah. So we're in D minor, B flat, C. Bum, bum. Da-dum, ba-ba-dum, ba-dum. The pipe being really loud. Hope it doesn't explode. So we play this a little bit lower. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. So we're using the D minor scale. So how many times do we do that? How is Bloodborne compared to Dark Souls? Bloodborne is a lot faster. Oh yeah, we need to update our guitar command. Like thematically, obviously, it's a lot darker. It's very, very kind of gothic horror slash bit of gets kind of Lovecraftian and cosmic as time goes along. But the combat style is much, much faster. There's a lot less diversity in terms of like armor, and you know, if you want to build like tank builds with shields, you can't really do that kind of stuff. You have to be much more proactive and aggressive. There are a lot of really, really kind of crazy weapons and stuff like that you can do. But you can't really do like traditional sword and board type stuff. This is 88 Ibanez RG 760H. No, not. There we go, HP. All right, there we go. Guitar command is up to date. Pick is, in fact, still the Dunlop Ultex Jazz 3. Underwear. No. Yeah, that's for the OnlyFans. The underwear command. Let's get a little bit of reverb on there. Let's get it kind of dark. Man, where'd it go? All right, let's see how many times it does that first lick. So the fourth time is when we do the. Like that. Yeah, Bloodborne is a lot faster. A lot faster. You know, it still involves kind of learning, sort of working out the puzzle of the area, you know, as you move through a particular area, how to deal with the enemy varieties, the traps, the types of attacks, and stuff like that. But in terms of like actual movement, you know, you can't really creep up and, you know, sneak with your shield up and wait for their attack to bounce off of you and counter. Like, you've got to be a lot more dynamic, a lot more zip, 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 dodge, 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 dodge. You know, counter, parry, rally, all that kind of stuff. You know, the rally mechanic where you get your health back, where you can reclaim health by attacking, you know, after you've taken damage, is kind of a really critical thing. It sort of ups the action feeling in the combat. Alright, so we're starting off with this little D minor, where we're playing D, down to C, down to A, then F up to G. Then the fourth time, we come up to the minor third, and then just kind of run down through the scale from the F down to the C. So the second time through, we start off the same way, but then the third time it sounds like. Not quite. Not quite close. There we go. No, I haven't played Sekiro yet. I'd like to. It looks like it's similar. It looks like it's more similar to Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 in that it looks like it's pretty quick for the most part. But it does look like you can, you know, you can do more stealthy kind of things and approach it a little bit differently. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet either. I haven't really even seen much of that one. I think Overt Hype was telling me about it, though. I think he was playing it, thought it was pretty good. Baldur's Gate 3? No, I haven't played that. Yeah, if we get a new PC built, then maybe I'll start doing some PC gaming on here. I haven't really played. I haven't really played anything serious on PC in like 7 or 8 years, because I haven't had anything that could keep up with most of the newer stuff in any decent settings. What'll really, I'm sure, just absolutely enthrall you guys is that I'll probably just want to play Football Manager. like FM 2021. And boy, once I'm into that one, then it's all over. It's all over. Watch me. I'll have to. I don't know. Have to do a Villa save. Have to do a Freiburg save. Have to do. I usually pick like a team from like the second or third division in Scandinavia somewhere, like Gilf Sundsvall, and see if I can get them into the Champions League. But I'll usually have like 3 or 4 saves going at once. Play Left 4 Dead 2 with you. I don't have it. I have right now. I just have a PS4. I don't know if I'll be able to get a PS5 eventually, but you know, if we get a decent system, a decent PC built, then I think we'll look into setting up like a little gaming community in the Discord too. I'm not telling you anything, dude. I'm not spoiling anything. I will say that if you no, I'm not even spoiling that. Nope. Wait, what are we doing? Could play it up there. Slightly different part of the neck. Oh yeah, I mean, dude, the ringing the second bell is pretty much just kind of like, you'd say maybe the end of Act 1. Alright, so let's see. We just had da 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 da. So we do it again. Da 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 da. So do da. Right. So second time through. Then there we go. Sounds like we need to like double pick it. Da 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 da. Yeah. Da 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 da. So from the beginning. So then that time, once the sort of the rest of the band or the track kicks in around it, it actually inverts the little tags at the end. So that we do the first time. Then the second time, we do the all right, so let's back that up. We have a little rest in there too, so that first time. All right, so now we're starting to get a little more activity. So we're starting off the same way. It sounds like some type of B flat arpeggio. All right, so let's focus on getting just that little line right. All right, let's slow that down a little bit because we've got a bunch of notes crammed in there comparatively. Oh, we got two of the violins moving in different directions. Missing like one note in there. So That's closer. A little bit closer anyway. So we definitely have that B flat arpeggio. Right, then we catch the D at the end of it. Alright. Then we have some dubsteppy wow wow wows. Wow, wow, wow. Not quite. There we go. Take that pinch harmonic. Wow, 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 wow. Right, so then we have like a little broken sort of phrase of it. Sort of, it's actually probably sampled. The way it's sort of like awkwardly placed in there time-wise. Not quite. So it's just kind of walking straight up the scale. Right, so we're kind of making our way up. Then back into our original lick. And it sounds like we... Play. Yeah, so we move it up, we make our way up and come up an octave. Right, then we're going to get this sort of little phrase. play this though is the question. It sounds like it moves it up a whole step. I mean, I prefer it be the actual, like the actual tunes, because, you know, I'm basically kind of transcribing it by ear, and I'd like to hear the actual song as it is. So the second time it goes up. So it's actually a little bit slower than that, though. So it comes back down. It sounds like we're going to move up a whole step. And a little bit more. Da 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 da. Bend that up, or we have to play that lower. Let's see, it lands on a high F. That little run lands on a high F. Yows. Need 9s on this. This has 10s on it. Can't bend on 10s. It's impossible. outro. We move up to this over a D flat. And end up in that F. It's kind of interesting, that sort of modulation that occurs there. Kind of borrows then that 6 chord. Because we've been playing in in this D minor key, B flat, C, D minor for our sort of part, that type of thing. But we shift to the major when we get over this part. Then for that final part of the line. Very interesting. I wonder if I can finger that in a better place, though, to make that transition smoother. So we do that if we finger that there. Yeah, I think we can actually make the whole thing a little bit smoother. It's not that fast, so I'm playing it way too fast. Because it's slight, it has like a slight accelerando. It starts off with like a da 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 da, and then starts to speed up a little bit. Da 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 da. A little bit closer. I gotta get that sort of triplet feel across the beat a little bit better. So that's actually probably the toughest part of the whole thing. You know, pretty much all the rest of it is just kind of hanging out in this little D minor box shape. Right, in our chord progression, it's pretty much just like B flat, C, D minor over and over and over. All right. Let's see. So what we got next? Captain Tsubaba. Or Tsubasa. Oh, geez. Got one from Grimm too. We got a decent little collection going here. All right, hold on. Let me take a quick bathroom break, and then we'll start a new one. BRB. All right. Let's see. So. Oh man. Enable the audio so we can hear the music. Let's see. So what do I have to do? I have to make like a browser source to do that, I think. stats should you focus on? If you're primarily doing melee, you need to kind of work out the mic a little bit. You need to kind of work out if you're going to be more into like dex weapons, strength weapons, or quality weapons. Quality weapons tend to scale best with dex and strength kind of simultaneously. Right, so if you go look at the stats for various pieces of gear, you'll see at the bottom of the stat screen, you'll see letters next to the different stat types. So you might see a C next to dexterity or something like that, which means it has kind of like moderate scaling with dexterity. And if you see an A next to something, it has very good scaling with dexterity or strength or whatever it's next to. If it has I think S is the highest. So different builds and different weapons will require you, or they'll sort of grow with those stats as you invest in them. So if you're using something like the Estuk or the Rapier or daggers, those tend to be dex weapons. If you're using, big giant clubs and great swords and stuff, those tend to be strength weapons. Stuff like the Claymore and the Zweihander are quality weapons. They scale roughly equally with investments in both strength and dex. In my opinion, the Claymore is probably the best, like, all-around general-purpose weapon. At least until you get into some really min-max builds. Yeah, you pick up the Zweihander. In the graveyard over there. I would think this Zwei is probably a little bit heavy to be running effectively at level 25, at least if you're investing in anything else, If you're also, trying to invest in some of your others, your Vite and your Endurance and stuff. Yeah, I think the Zweihander C scaling in both strength and dex. And I mean, really, you should be two-handing it too. Most of the most effective Zwei builds are two-hand builds because the ability of the two-hand swings to break poise really quickly. So you can stun a lot of enemies. And also remember, if you enchant a weapon at all, like for instance, if you make a fire or chaos or lightning, whatever weapon, then you remove those scaling bonuses. So if you're planning on making any type of sort of elemental or enchanted build with them, then you don't want to invest really anything more than the minimum stats required to wield them. But if you're just getting to the depths at SL25, you can't really do much of that yet, because I doubt you have. I think that's where you get the very large ember. Unless you've already been through the backside of Darkroot. Yeah, so the ember, the ember you get right in the depths in the chest behind the butcher is going to be used to upgrade your weapons from +5 to +10. Yeah, it's for ascending your weapons to basically upgrade, let you upgrade the level of it. But that one is just for doing physical damage, for doing like the physical type of damage that you need. Different blacksmiths as you go along will use different embers you can find in the world to add different types of elements or things. So you can make an enchanted or magic weapons which do types of magic damage. You can make raw weapons. Don't ever make a raw weapon. Basically, raw weapons are only useful for very, very, very specific niche builds. You can make fire and chaos weapons. Once you get the embers for those, you can make divine weapons. You can make occult weapons. You can make lightning weapons. But you require specific embers for those that you'll find in the world. And once you apply one of those embers, you essentially lose, or you're trading away the physical damage and the physical damage scaling, so the strength or dex scaling for whatever particular element. So, like, say, magic scaling in the case of an enchanted weapon, faith scaling in the case of a divine weapon. So if you're planning on, if you're planning on like making a fire weapon or something, or a chaos weapon, which actually scales with your humanity, which is pretty cool, then you don't want to invest as much, or you want to invest only the bare minimum required to apply that ember in terms of like just raw titanite, because it'll essentially remove all of that scaling bonus that you get from upgrading the weapon with those particular stats. It sounds pretty convoluted. Once you kind of get the hang of it, though, it's not bad. But the ember that you just got, the large ember or whatever it is what you want to take to a blacksmith, and you can upgrade your weapons more with it. So if you've got a +4 rapier or whatever, you can now make it like up to, I think that one goes up to +10. Assuming you have the materials to do that. Alright, what was I trying to do? Oh yeah, I was trying to add a browser source. Is it worth it to reinforce armor? Yeah, in Dark Souls 1, it is definitely worth it, but it depends on the armor. Some armor is going to gain next to nothing. Other armor will become really, really, really potent and useful. And some armor has surprisingly practical uses when upgraded, even though it seems like it wouldn't. Like, is it the Hollow Warrior's waistcloth? One of like the really, really, really basic early crappy pieces of armor you get. If eventually you fully upgraded it, it has one of the highest sort of armor to poise values and weight to poise ratios of anything in the game. So it can become kind of useful for min-maxing builds, for getting a little bit of extra poise without adding a ton of extra weight to your build and compromising your rolls. But I wouldn't worry about that too much at the moment. But regular Titanite, by the time you get to the depths, regular Titanite's common enough to where you should be able to upgrade pretty much whatever you're wearing to at least +4, and it not be very expensive. Capture the audio mix. Using the Elite Knight set. The Elite Knight set is a really good set, kind of all around. If it's making you slow, though, you need to figure out if you want to be slow, like if you're going to use heavy armor, shield, sword, and board, or if you want faster rolls and faster movement, in which case you got to start either mixing and matching, or just go for overall lighter sets, which are going to offer less physical defense, but in some cases they can offer more elemental defenses and other things like that. Typically, if something is like a cloth armor in that game, or just, clothing, it's not going to offer any poise, though, which can be really important. So finding things like certain pieces that have high poise values to get you across poise breakpoints can be really, really, really useful. But what do you want to play like? Like if you were playing, if you could pick, any particular sort of play style, what would you go for? That's going to determine what armor you're going to wear, and what you're going to upgrade. Smurfco with another valuable contribution to chat. Also, since you've beaten the gargoyles, you may have gotten a gargoyle helm. It's kind of derpy looking, but it's actually, especially at lower levels, one of the best kind of defense and resistance and poise equipped helmets for its weight that you can find. It upgrades your resistance to like poison and bleeding and stuff like that pretty significantly. Well, I mean, we are on Twitch, man. I mean, I would even know about Twitch if not for gaming. Which, it was kind of the gaming offshoot of Justin.tv from way back in the day. Not necessarily, no. If you're using the Zweihander two-handed, you're probably better off not getting hit. That's actually 99% of the time the best strategy in a Souls game. And the later ones, Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, really, 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 really dramatically reward not getting hit. So typically, the lighter you are, the faster you can roll. If you get below 25% equip burden, you can fast roll, which means you get a lot more invincibility frames. So you can dodge things a lot more effectively. You're going to be generally a lot better off, especially when you get to higher levels, because just trying to face tank stuff at higher levels requires pretty serious builds that on your first playthrough you're probably just not going to be able to do. I keep dropping my freaking pick today. What on earth is going on? Yeah, this is a modified PS5. Really, really early prototype of the PS5. What I would be looking for, if you're level 25 with two-handing as Zweihander, is I'd be looking for something that gets you at least over the basic poise breakpoint so you don't get stunned with a single hit. Which I think is 30 poise? Maybe, something like that. I can't remember the poise breakpoints off the top of my head. But you want to be able to take one hit and keep moving if necessary, rather than getting stun locked. Because some enemies will wreck you if you get stun locked. But against the bigger and more damaging enemies and bosses that you're going to be running into, like trying to face tank all of them is probably not the best way to go. Now, once you get some like proper high-end heavy armor, if you want to walk around, you know, taking those shots, then go for it. But you're not really at that level yet. With PS4, but you suck at games, so you never play anything. Well, you gotta find games that work for you. You know, there's so much different stuff out there. All right, hold on. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this. Audio output capture. Probably what we want. Because we've already got. Alright, hold on. Let's turn our volume way down. See if we can get this to work. Let me know if it kills you guys out there or something. Alright, I haven't started playing it yet. Alright, I'm going to slowly, I've got my volume all the way down, I'm going to slowly start turning it up. And tell me when I'm starting to play it. As soon as it finishes loading. Man, it's taking forever. Alright, starting to play now. I'm going to start turning the volume up. Let me know when you can start hearing things. Playing is definitely playing in here. In Streamlabs. Can you hear it? Alright, what's the level like? Because it looks okay on here, but obviously. Okay. Let's do. Alright, so let me bring it down in the mixer section. Alright, so let me talk and play a little bit. You're gonna have to tell me what the mix is like out there. Is it sounding okay out there? Actually, I need it a little bit louder in the room. Honestly. Give a little bit more to the backing track. Okay, let me try. All right, I'm going to play it again, and I'm going to bring it up a tiny bit. Does that sound good? Is that pretty level? Between, like, say, guitar and the backing track. All right. So let's start to come away from that more modern scoopy tone. Get something a little bit thicker. All right. Let's see. Let's update our title. So now let me kind of listen to the track, get an idea what's going down in it. All right, so we start off with a big A. Then F sharp minor. So bomb. So F sharp, A minor, A major 7, D major 7, B minor, C sharp. that starts to give me an idea. Oh wait, there's a guitar solo in this. There's a guitar solo already in the track. Hey Jaden, how are you? So let's see. Does my... So, it's pretty much just kind of in straight F sharp minor so far up to this point. Right, then we borrow that F. What's that chorus? I'm going to back up a little bit. 6 2 5 1, secondary dominant that time through. So interesting. So it's pretty much, with the exception of when it hits those Fs, it's pretty straightforward. So what I really need to do, though, is what I actually need to do is learn what the vocal melody is over this sort of section, so I can practice playing the vocal melody along with it. During the verse parts, and then start to kind of improvise and build on top of those. Because that was pretty much just completely winging it. So that particular chord progression is moving, kind of starts off with like an A, then down to an F sharp minor. So that pretty much tells me right off the bat that we have sort of an A Ionian sound down to an F sharp Aeolian. Right, then we have this borrowed chord. We drop down to an F, which is going to be essentially borrowed from the A minor, the parallel minor. Then back up to A major. Right, so during the verse where we have these sort of grooves, then top of the F sharp minor, shifting back to F minor types, so F minor blues, or F sharp minor blues, that is, F sharp natural minor, even F sharp Dorian we can use while it's just kind of doing this. But once we drop down to the E, then suddenly we have to E Mixolydian, A back to A Ionian, D Lydian, but it's all just kind of operating out of that key of A major. Right, so if you know the major modes and you can apply them to the key of A, it's fairly easy to match them up, because really the only chord that drops out of that. So when it drops down to that F major, we do have a slight secondary dominant at one point where the F sharp becomes, or the F sharp minor becomes an F sharp 7. But in that case, I mean, you can still get away very easily with using like the minor blues on top of it. Your ear's not really going to notice. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Now that I've kind of got more of the chord progression. Let me turn it up a little bit too. It's the same part I missed last time. Yeah, some of the little arpeggios and stuff. So things like that type of stuff. There was one I was trying to get when it gets towards the sort of end of that guitar solo. That I was trying to get and kind of missed it a little bit. That annoys me. Hey, Zonpaul, how are you? It's a very, like, the chord progression is very kind of diatonic. Like I said, the only places you have to watch out for are that F. And then there's one point, like when I think it's like the second time it cycles through each chorus, where after we land on the A, we get like an A over G. So I started trying to catch that as I noticed that. So we'd be like on our way down to the F sharp minor. But there's not like you can't get too out on that. You can't get too like weird on that one. Because the progression kind of reinforces the scale and that sort of melodic feel all the way through. But I do tend to use, like, I'm not the type of person, not the type of player that's going to be like picking lots and lots and lots of notes. I'm not going to be doing much of that type of stuff. I tend to use a lot of legato, so like I'll play more kind of fluid sorts of lines and sort of minimize the amount of effort that I'm putting in with the right hand in particular. You know, so instead of playing, I'll be more, you know, I might only pick once and get 5 or 6 notes out. I'm gonna put 9s on this at some point in the next week or so. I'm getting sick of these 10s. I need light gauge if I'm gonna thrash. Try to get these little half-step bar bends, dude. No, don't give me elixirs. Don't give me elixirs. If you send me elixirs, they'll just like sit on the couch behind me. Because I am not an elixir guy. Definitely not an elixir guy. What modes should you learn first? Well, so the way that modes work is that if you learn the first one, so in this case the Ionian mode, the major scale, you know, root, whole, half, whole, half. If you learn that one, you've actually learned the others that go with it. Because the way we think of modes, we actually did a whole lesson, a whole music theory lesson on this. The VOD is probably not on Twitch anymore, but it's definitely on YouTube. And there's a chart in the Discord too. If you're not in the Discord, I can't remember if you are. No, not Discod. There we go. There's a chart in the chart section of the Discord that goes through the major modes. But essentially, if we know that formula for the Ionian mode, root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, we can find its modes by simply starting on different tones of that. So if we play the Ionian in A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, root, whole, half, whole. We start that on B, then suddenly that root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half becomes root, whole, half, whole, 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 half, whole. And now we have B Dorian. Because all we've done is taken that A that we started with, that first whole, and moved it to the end, moved it up an octave essentially, in practice anyway. So, A Ionian, B Dorian. That also gives us, then, if we go up to the next step, C sharp Phrygian, root, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole, root, half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp. And then we go up a half step from there to the fourth tone of the Ionian. Now we have root, whole, 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 half, whole, whole, half. Now we have D Lydian. Go up to the fifth tone, the E. Move that last whole step to the end. Root, whole, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole. E Mixolydian. Right? Move that up, that next whole up an octave. We start here on the sixth tone, A, or on F sharp in this case, which is in the key of A. Root, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Now we have F sharp Aeolian. Aeolian is the minor scale, by the way, the natural minor scale. Right? Move that whole up and start on the seventh tone. Now we have Locrian, which is a half diminished scale. On G sharp. Yeah, there we go. Right, and then back to A, the next half step. And we're right back to where we started, just an octave higher. That's all modes are. Modes are sort of scales that are derived from a parent scale. So in this case, the major scale, or the Ionian mode. We take its formula and we simply move through it tone by tone and use each successive step as the new root, and then suddenly we get this set of modes that come from it. You can do the same thing with harmonic minor, you'll get a different set. You can do the same thing with melodic minor, you'll get a different set. Anything that's different from that specific sequence of 2 whole steps and a half step, 3 whole steps and a half step will give you a different set of modes. The modes of harmonic minor are some of my favorite ones too. So if we start with harmonic minor, then second mode of harmonic minor, third mode, fourth mode, this is a great one, fifth mode, you've actually probably heard quite a lot. Anything that goes Caravan, famous tune. Tons of metal stuff. Sixth mode. Seventh mode. There we go. Those all come from harmonic minor, which is a natural minor with a sharp 7. So that breaks that major scale formula we started with, so we get a whole different set of modes. The same will happen with every other variation of minor. the melodic or jazz minors. You can even make modes out of pentatonic stuff. So if you take like the minor pentatonic, right, the first mode is the major pentatonic. The fourth mode gets called the sort of mountain pentatonic in some cases. It has several different names, but right, you get different modes out of those. Out of basically any scale you can come up with, you can create modes simply by walking through the steps and starting a new scale on each tone of that mode or scale. That one, that fourth mode in the pentatonics, a really good one. I like it. It gives us kind of a droney sound. Because it skips out on the third. So especially if we're playing with like a clean tone, and we give ourselves a bunch of reverb. We can get a really ambiguous kind of sound with it. You and your masculine fetish, I swear, man. Alright, dude, other side, we'll see you next time. So see, I'm probably going to do a little stream tomorrow night at least, you know, for an hour or so maybe. For New Year's Eve. But I really like that ambiguity versus playing like the minor pentatonic where we have that minor third. Right, we add that second instead. Sounds older as well, you know. Appalachian songs like that, like Shady Road. That's a really cool one. But yeah, that's all modality is. If you check back in the, see about how far back it is in the chart channel of the Discord. Past the anime pictures somebody put in there. Somebody. Harmonize. There we go. Major modes. So if you scroll back up to August, or no, July actually, in the chart channel of the Discord, you'll find a chart that I actually wrote that has all of the modes of the major key and their formulas as well, how they relate to each other, their whole steps and half steps, and the intervals that make them up. Going through each one separately. So all of those can be treated. All of those can be treated as things that you change to. If someone says we're playing the changes, they're usually talking about playing the mode or scale that corresponds to a given chord in a chord progression. So for instance, the song we were just looking at for the verse would go from F sharp minor down to an E7, So if we were playing the changes there, we would play F sharp Aeolian, then E Mixolydian, then to A Ionian, then to D, the 4 chords, sort of D Lydian. Right, and we would shift to the mode that matches the chord in that set of chord changes. But you can also treat each mode as a standalone scale, so you can use, you know, A Aeolian and A Dorian and A Phrygian, sort of out of context, so to speak, or out of the context of a chord progression, and use them as sort of independent minor scales just to get their sound. So a lot of metal stuff tends to be written that way. You pick a particular scale that you want your riff to come from that has the sound that you want. You know, so for instance, Phrygian is a very common one in metal sort of stuff. And so rather than playing a set of chord changes, you're going, okay, well, it shifted to this chord, so I'm shifting to this mode, and it shifted to this chord, so I'm shifting to this mode. You tend to just pick one and be like, well, okay, I like the sound of Phrygian, so let me write a riff just using Phrygian as its own scale. Right, and you sort of just treat it that way, treat it as its own thing. And things that have more open harmony as well, you can a lot of times substitute and jump back and forth between the different modes that are closely related. So you could shift between A Aeolian and A Dorian because they're only one tone different in many cases, as well as other minor type scales like the pentatonics and blues scales and stuff. Do I own a Carnix? No, I don't think so. I don't even know what that is. But yeah, all the charts are there. There's also charts for intervals. There's charts for how to build chords. There's charts for how to build the chords from the modes, which shows you the actual chord progression. You can download all those and start creating kind of like a book. Basically, I add a new chart every Music Theory Monday that we do. Let's see. All right, so we got one more tune. One more tune from Grimm. And we'll probably be out of time for the evening. Oh yeah, let's mute the output for the moment. Oh, one of the recommended songs after Captain Tsubasa is In the Meantime by Space Hog. Like the old beyond the blue. Haven't heard that in a long time. Yeah, I mean, you can write it out. You know, if you look at the chart, you can sort of see how the formulas work. But like writing it out manually a few times, starting with Ionian or the major scale, going, you know, okay, root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, you know, whole step, half step, and then writing right below it, okay, Dorian, take that first whole step, move it to the end, root, whole, half, whole, half, whole. Phrygian, take the first whole step of Dorian, move it to the end, root, half, whole, half, whole. Take that move it to the end, and you get the new formula each time you do that for the next mode. And then you can treat each of those as standalone scales in any key that you want. Just know that when you play them, you'll be implying the others. Alright, so this is Urusai Yatsura. This is not what I expected. Not what I expected. What is this voicing of this big F chord we hit at the beginning here? So it sounds like an F suspended 2 type of thing. So then G major, ba da 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 da, G minor, da 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 da, da 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 da. What we want. Alright, so then G major. So G major, G minor, E flat, back to G major. Wasn't expecting this kind of like vocal sound. All right, so then. All right, so then. Right, and so this is a G, just kind of chugging on a G. Then F, C, F. So to start off. It's Stephanie, really? All right. Dun 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 ba 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 ba. All right, so the guitar here, the harmony is still doing that sort of G minor, like E flat type thing, but the guitar is still just playing a G underneath. So the guitar is just. So after our. Then we got a little scale lick. Da 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 da. So we're starting on that 6, that E flat, coming up to the F. Da 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 da. Kind of remember it. Kind of remember it. So. Right, so we just stay on that G. This sounds like we're going to go up to B flat, then up to C, E flat, F, back to G. All right, so. Up to G, up here. Da 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 da. Can't read the charts. Can you read tab? Because I think we did them in tab, right? Tab and notation. Come on, Discord. They should be notation on top, tab on the bottom. Close. All right, let's slow that down a little bit. Yeah, so you should be able to read, you know, like right on the top is the notes, is the standard notation, but underneath everything should be in tabs. So you should see like the C major or C Ionian 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5 in the tab. Then down at the bottom we have the formulas for each one of those, the whole step, half step formulas, and then the intervals as well. You know, so perfect first, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, perfect eighth, or octave. All right, let's try to get this lick right though. Slow it down a little bit because they're close, but I'm not quite getting one note. Ba, 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 da 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 da. Ba, ba. There we go. If you go back, if you go on the YouTube and down in the description, there's a link to my YouTube, and search back. There's a playlist for all of the music theory streams, and that should be one of the first ones. You know, where I actually go through each one of those mode by mode, you know, concept by concept. If you got some time to kill. All right, so. So 302, 302, 3032 with a pinch harmonic, then 321, then 123. All right, let's get back to normal speed. Basically a little variation of the same riff that time. Sounds like a little bar dive at the end too. Then F, G, G. So that's pretty straightforward. Pretty fun little lick. Pretty cool. Have I heard of Jimmy Borges? Doesn't sound familiar. Huh, that's interesting. We're talking about the same Stephanie, like 80s. Oh, what was her freaking hit? I thought of it right when you said her name, or when you typed her name the first time, and now I've lost it. Getting old. Pink noise doesn't sound familiar. Let me see. Hold on. I remember my older sister liked some song from her. Or maybe they just don't know the titles of them. That'd be a fun thing to do, though. A fun theme night. Do like 80s, early 90s pop tunes. Oh wait, this must be a different Stephanie. Because I'm thinking of... Let's see. Let's see. No, not her. Yeah, it may not even be the same spelling then. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find it. It was like an 80s pop singer who used that name. Let's see if I can find it. Let me look up hits of the 80s. Or no. Like an 80s compilation or something. See if I can find. That's gonna drive me crazy. Drive me crazy. Do I think Elden Ring will be good? What's Elden Ring? I haven't heard of this. I'm not going to find this. To do that offline. The new game? No, I haven't seen anything about it. Was it just announced or something? George R. Martin is helping write it. I don't need to know about the tax policies of a fantasy kingdom in my ambiguous Japanese video games. E3 2019? I must have completely missed it then. Norse and Celtic mythology. It'll be interesting to see what they do, because I mean, one of the things that's really appealing to me about most of the FromSoft games of the last 10 years is that the story is super ambiguous, and you kind of have to piece things together as you go along. I worry that if they have someone like George R.R. Martin, who tends to be kind of a word spewer, that everything will just be it'll just be too much, and you'll kind of lose the mystery. I don't know. That's just my gut reaction. Dark Souls versus Assassin's Creed. In my opinion, there hasn't been an enjoyable Assassin's Creed since, like, I guess since Black Flag, but really there hasn't been an enjoyable and good one since probably Brotherhood. Sort of. Bloodborne's got its own system. You basically get your health back by killing stuff. You pick up blood vials and things off of them. It's not like an instantly restored system every time. You can carry a certain number of vials with you that you can use, and then when you kill enemies, for the most part, they'll tend to drop some vials for you or some bullets for your gun. So your gun acts essentially like your parrying system in Bloodborne. Check this solo. All right, we'll take a quick look at it. Probably about time to wrap it up, though. It's almost 12:30. Bloodborne, though, is a much more aggressive game. Both you and the enemies. Yeah, this is definitely not the Stephanie I'm thinking of. You might say that. Just a little bit 80s. Yeah, it's all kind of tapping. Don't need that much reverb, obviously. Bow down. No, not quite. Da da da. Then down to F. of moving across the chords that way. The classes, I mean, classes practically aren't a thing in Bloodborne comparatively. It's more about the weapons that you go for. In Dark Souls, the classes matter a lot more at the very beginning of the game because of the type of stuff you're going to have access to. And then they matter a lot at the very end of the game when you're building for really, really, really specific loadouts and types of builds, and you want to stay in a certain soul level for a specific purpose, like for PvPing or co-oping or helping people out. You might start with a certain one to min-max the amount of stats that you invest in a certain place. Kind of the mid-game, though, as you're just going along, leveling stuff up, doing whatever, they don't really matter all that much. You can kind of, skill into any particular thing. But they are going to play pretty differently at the beginning when you really only have the base stats to work with, and starting weapons to work with, and then later on, if you're going to build a soul level 100 sorcerer or a soul level 100, thief or whatever, you're going to have really, really specific soul levels you're going to put in to different ones, and the starting ones can kind of matter because they sort of skew that in different directions. Starting with 5 more decks can be a big deal with a specific type of min-max build. But usually, like what I said, the first time you play it, just play it the way you want it. Skill into whatever you want. There aren't really any wasted stats except for resistance. It's pretty pointless, all things considered, compared to others in the resistances you can get from gear. But just kind of skill into whatever you want, as long as you're happy farming the souls and using the souls for it. And there are plenty of good places to farm tons of souls anyway, so. Alright, I'm getting pretty freaking hungry. My stomach's growling like crazy. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll do a little New Year's Eve stream, maybe an hour or two, something like that. Maybe we'll figure out how to play Auld Lang Syne on guitar. That'll be pretty cool. Something to that effect. But if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. If you haven't, click the follow button. Click the follow button. Check out the socials, the YouTube and the Instagram. All that stuff down in the description down there. But thanks everybody for hanging out. And Ryan, if you want to keep talking about Dark Souls, just hit up the Discord. We'll talk about Dark Souls in the Discord all night. I don't care. But thanks for hanging out. No caps lock, go away. Be back tomorrow. I love you tomorrow for New Year's Eve stream. Enter. There we go. All right, I'm out, guys. See you later.